Hello, my name is Joshua Wehking, and today I'm going to pitch my game idea to each one of you. Frikin the Laser Shark. Frikin the Laser Shark is a 2D side-scrolling underwater adventure game where the player must stay in constant motion to prevent damage and defeat enemies with lasers. In this game, the player will play as a shark named Frikin, who has a laser gun mounted on his head. When Frikin's lasers make contact with an enemy, they explode. This explosion can damage Frikin if the player is not careful. The player can move Frikin around in any direction on the X or Y axis. They can also restore health by eating small sea creatures. Each level will feature exploration, giving the player choices of where they would like to go. Each route will have different enemies than the others, with deeper routes having more difficult enemies that give higher scores for defeating them, and more shallow areas will have easier enemies with a large amount of smaller fish to eat to recuperate health with. Each level map will have a fair amount of size to it, but nothing too outrageous, something comparable to a 90s adventure game. The game is heavily inspired by classic 90s side-scrolling action-adventure games. With a boss on each level, the player must locate and defeat somewhere on the map in order to finish that level. The player must stay in constant motion like a true laser-toting great white. If they stay in place for longer than half a second, they will begin to lose health at a rate of 1 heart per second until they expire. Health can be regained only a limited amount of times on each map because the small edible fish do not respawn after they've been eaten, though the enemies will respawn after 30 seconds has passed from their explosive defeat at the hands of Frikin. The laser cannot be spammed either. Each shot must recharge 2 seconds after it's been fired. The overall goal of the game is to defeat the evil Frikin, the flamethrower shark, at the end of the final level. The antagonizing forces in the game are the armed sea life Frikin will encounter, the explosions left in the wake of their destruction by Frikin and his evil minions, and the player themselves if they do not stay in constant motion and keep a firm idea on how much health they have remaining. This game is most similar to the classic Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy for its fast-paced gameplay, and Echo the Dolphin for its underwater exploration. The main difference between this game and those two is how Frikin must stay in constant motion or he will die, like a true great white shark that is also armed with lasers. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.